Hello, everybody. Welcome to Multi-Step Conversions with Mr. Johnston. So, this episode, we are going to keep talking about mass particle conversions. And as you know, we have talked about this before and the things that we need to do. When we have more than one step, we need to follow the logic. So, let's take a look at our problem. Our problem is calculate the number of particles in 307 grams of silicon dioxide. So the first thing we need to do is write down our given. Our given is 307 grams of silicon dioxide. Our next step is to write down what we're looking for. Well, we are looking for particles in silicon dioxide. So as you know, we have several different conversion factors that we can use. We have 1 mole is 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd particles. We have 1 mole is 22.4 liters. And we have 1 mole equals molar mass. So for this particular thing, we're actually going to have to use two different conversion factors because we're going from mass in grams, and we're trying to get to particles. Well, we can't go straight from mass to particles, but we can go from mass to mole to particles. So now that we have our map figured out, we can set up our brackets. We have 1, 2, 3 steps. We need 3 brackets. We can do one of two things here. We can either put a 1 here and turn it into a fraction, or we can put a big old X. We put a big old X there to let us know that we're not using this particular box in this problem. So now we can look at our map. And we're going to use our map to fill in the top. So we know this is going to be mass in grams. We know this is going to be moles. And we know this is going to be particles. Because this is blocked off, that means we have to start here with our map again. So we have grams and we have moles. But since we're looking for particles, we don't need to go anymore. So we're done as far as putting in our units go. So now we need to take a little step back and we need to look at our givens. Our given is 307 grams of SiO2. Well, so now we need a conversion. Well, the only conversion we have that we can use for this particular one is 1 mole is the molar mass. So before we can even do anything else, now we need to calculate molar mass. So let's look at what we're given. We're given silicon and we're given oxygen. If we look, there's 1 silicon and there's 2 oxygens. So if we get out our periodic table and we look at Si, the molar mass of silicon is 28.086 grams, and oxygen is 16 grams. So 16 times 16 is 32. So the molar mass of silicon dioxide is 60.08. So if we look here, we know that 1 mole is 60.08 grams. Our next conversion is between particles and moles. Well, we have it right here. 1 mole is 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd particles. Now we're set to start doing the math. We did the logic math, we did the molar mass, we did our equivalence statements or conversion factors. So since this is math, what is the same at the top and the bottom? Grams, you can get rid of them. 1, you can get rid of. Moles, you can get rid of. Can't get rid of particles, that's what we're looking for. So that's the only unit left. Everything else is numbers. Okay, so we'll make our bar. Open parentheses, 307 times 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. Close parentheses, because every time you open parentheses, you have to close them. That's nothing, 60.08. And the particle stays because nothing cancels it out. And that's what we're actually looking for. Okay, now comes a problem that you might have a little bit of problems with. And that is how to do scientific notation in a calculator. So in the calculator, at the very top, there's a blue button. That blue button says second in the middle. Right above the 7, there's a comma. And if you look there, it has 2 little e's. Those 2 little e's stands for exponential equation. And this is how we do scientific notation with this calculator. We follow the rules of math. First thing we do is turn the calculator on, open parentheses, 307 times. Well, we still have a number, 6.02. But instead of doing times 10 to the 23rd, we're going to do second function, comma, which gives us a double E, and we'll see a little e on the screen after the 6.02. Then we're going to put in the 23, and we're going to close parentheses. So once we've done that step, you can do one of 2 things. You can hit enter, or you can divide by 60.08. So let's hit enter. And that gives us 1.84814. And then it gives us an E. That E stands for times 10. Times 10. And then the number 26 comes after it. So right now we have a fraction, 1.84814 times 10 to the 26th power divided by 60.08. Okay, so we can just hit the divide sign, 60.08, enter. And it gives us 3.076131824 e to the 24th. And we can make this an equivalent statement of 3.1 times 10 to the 24th. That's doing it in 2 steps. If you want to do it 1 step, open parentheses, 307 times 6.02, second function E23, close parentheses, divided by 60.08. And it gives you the exact same answer, just 1 step less. And this is how we go from mass to particles in a multi-step process.